I blame you, Rooney, for allowing Mrs. Thurston's billy goat to scoff the label. Haven't you any idea who it was intended for?
I have not. It's a funny sort of name. Worzel something or other. I'm sure I've never come across it anywhere before.
Oh, I believe you. Oh, I can't imagine anyone in Seatoon Lane claimed to have betted on thing like that.
Why don't you open it up, missus, and have a look what's inside?
Not until every avenue of identification has been explored, Rooney.
I tell you what I'll do. I'll run next door and fetch Mrs. Peacock. There's nothing that comes or goes in these parts that woman don't know about.
Before he started. Oh, he's heavy. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
That's it. There we are. That's better. No harm done, eh? Well, that proves one thing any road up. A cabbage ain't no good as a balancing aid.
Surprise, surprise.
That's because it ain't got no eyes, see? The potato, that might do, because it's got eyes, if I could get a potato big enough. Now, what I really need is my balancing aid.
I don't believe you've got a balancing aid. Me neither.
Well, I have two. I've got a whole heap of heads. I can prove it as well once I've got my things sent on.
How can a scarecrow have his things sent on? You can't write, and you don't know how to use the telephone.
Who says I don't? Well, I does too, and I can write as well, because I've got a writing head, and I've got a telephone in it, so I could use them, couldn't I, for getting a message to back home to where I used to come from to get me things sent on.
And did you?
No, I didn't. Well, I couldn't, could I? Because I hadn't got me heads with me, and me heads is me things.
Huh.
Don't you hurt me, little mister. We has all sorts of ways of doing things, as scarecrows has. Us can talk to birds and beasties and all manner of creatures. And that's what old Worzel's done, see? He passed a message on to a friendly seagull as was flying back from as was flying back from his winter holidays in Africa. And I asked that seagull to tell me scarecrow friends back at Scotchbrook as to how I was wanting me things sent on. And I reckon they must have sent them on by now. The only trouble is...
What's that?
Well, I hope that no daft humans don't go poking their long noses in where they don't belong. Because if they does, they get a shock, I reckons. Oh, a shock and a half, all right.
Is the rest of the poor man in there, or is that all that's left of him?
It's not an actual real fella, Mrs. Peacock.
Well, I'm glad to hear it.
It wasn't my opinion. Somebody carved it out of something.
Oh, who would make a thing like that?
Sort of person that didn't see fit to stop at the one.
Oh, that's even uglier than the first.
There must be a dozen or more at least. And somehow, they're all the same to look at. Somehow, each of them's different.
I know exactly what you mean, Rooney. They remind me of someone, but I can't quite put a face to them. Do they ring any bells with you at all?
They do. But I'm blessed if I can bring him to mind either.
Oh, stop it, the two of you. I just want to get them out of here. I'd give a week's wages to find out where they were going to.
The Museum of Folk History at P. Waka Waka. Oh, remarkable. Remarkable. These are amongst the finest examples of primitive folk culture that it has been my pleasure to come across. Allow me to introduce myself. Professor Pike, curator of the self-same Folk Museum. Oh, how fortuitous that I should chance to call in here today of all days. Whilst I have not the slightest idea where these amazing pieces came from, there can be no doubt that their ultimate destination was my museum.
Museum pieces?
But they're valuable then.
There's no difference whether they're worth a fortune or a farthing, Rooney. I'm only glad to see the back of these monstrosities. I'll get them on the trap and off to Waka Waka.
What's going on? Let's find out. Ow! Hurry up. Oh, no! Worzel, come down here. We found your heads. I can't hear you, Mother. We'll have to wait until he falls off. I've got a better idea. Mickey! That's for his own good. 1, 2, 3. Hurry up, Mickey. Get the head. Ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it's you lot, is it? I might have guessed. I suppose if it were you, was to give me that push, were it?
Only to break your concentration, Worzel.
Well, I don't know about that, but it dang near broke me twigs and bruised me straw. I've been tamed easy in the first place, using a collie as a balancing head, without you lot pushing and prodding the poor old Worzel, making him fall again.
That's what we're trying to tell you. There's no need to use a cauliflower for a head.
Well, how's that? You don't know where I can lay my hands on a big broccoli, do you?
You don't need any kind of vegetable. Your other heads have arrived. We've seen them. We know where they are.
Well, why the hangman didn't you say so? What are we hanging around here for? Come on, let's get...
Hey, could you give us a ride to Waka Waka?
Oh, Pigsville. Not bad, Pigsville, as Pigsville goes.
Yous can't come in.
Why not?
Yous can't come in because I says yous can't come in, and I says so because I've had trouble with your sort before. And apart from that, we're closed. Or we will be in a few minutes.
Well, you suit yourself, you frosty old face ache. Anyways, we don't want to go into your mouldy old museum anyway, does we, Titchies?
Skedaddle, then. We don't want no vagrants hanging about here.
I'll skedaddle, all right, mister, when the other one of us comes out.
Oh, no. Oh, no. You don't catch me with that old trick. You're going to tell me that there's 4 of you, aren't you? And that the other one's in there, right?
That's right.
And then I tell you to nip inside and fetch him out. And then you go and I don't set eyes on you again. Oh, no, oh, no. I am not as green as I am cabbage-looking. You stop there, and I'll go inside and look for him.
Go on, Titchies. That's my intended standing in there. She's having a sulk, I shouldn't wonder. Yeah, she's my intended and I'm her intended. In fact, we're both intended to each other. One of these fine floppalooted days, His Eminence the Crowman's going to marry us. Both of us together and make us both a proper pair. What do you say to that, young Titchies?
Nothing.
Hello, Ansel. Speak to me, Ansel. I'm going to sulk on then, you daft ape, but see if I care. Happens I'll marry someone else. You ain't the only turnip in the vegetable patch, you know. Not by a long stretch of garden fine.
Hey, Worzel, come and look at this. What is it, Worzel?
Oh, this is one of them there steamy organs what plays music at fairs and fetes and carnivals and such. And there's swings which swings up and down and roundabouts which goes round and round, and my Aunt Sally gets wooden balls chucked at her head and everyone has a rare old time of it.
How do you work it?
Well, you don't, they does. And this here golden-headed missy woman with a stick in her hand, she's the boss in charge of all of them, you see. My, she's a fine figure of a missy woman, isn't she? Yeah, I reckon she'd make someone a rare old wife, she would. Wouldn't mind being married to himself. Here, is that my tin of eggs?
Yes.
My. Hey, it's me eggs. Hey, look at that. That's an head and a half, that is.
What's it do?
Well, it's me thinking head, of course. What's it look like?
But what's it do?
What's it do? What don't it do? It knows everything there is to know, this head does. Everything under the sun, I shouldn't wonder.
It doesn't look to me as if it knows much.
Well, that's because I ain't got it on. Once I puts it on, it starts thinking wonderful things. And once it starts, it doesn't stop.
Bet you it doesn't work. Bet you it does. What are you thinking, Worzel?
Well, how do I know? I haven't got it on yet.
I told you it doesn't work. Yeah.
My, oh my. I ain't seen this lot since last Michaelmas. Now, what have we got? Oh, this here's my Swedish circus head. It's called a Swedish circus head because it's made out of a Swede, not a Mangelwurzel, see? And that's my magician's head. Look. And what have we got here? Oh, yeah, look at this. Hey, you know what that is? That's me come dancing head. I'd forgotten I got this in.
I bet that one doesn't work either. I don't think any of them do.
Oh, don't they just, Missy Know-It-All? Well, I'll soon show you whether they works or not.
See, his head doesn't work.
Well, of course it don't work. How's a dancing head supposed to work if there ain't no music for it to dance to? You give me some music, young missy, and I'll show you some dancing, all right?
Look, Worzel!
If she ain't come to life. My name's Worzel Gummidge. Who are you when you're at home, missus?
Then I am at home, Herr Gummidge. I am in the Black Forest, which is where I am come from. Und I am Trudy von Crotchet. Und when I am not at home, I am here mit der wunderbar Stimmorgan. Und still, I am Trudy von Crotchet, the world-famous, international, celebrated conductress. Come, Herr Gummidge. In your arms you must take me, and I will teach you the steps to the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pointed arrows make it hard for you to understand when someone is trying to talk to you. I said, excuse me.
Excusing you? Excusing you for which? And why should I be pleasing to excusing you?
Because it's an excuse me dance, you ignorant, ill-bred, fairground ignoramus.
And fairground ignoramus also to you, yeah?
Ooh, I'm no fairground appendage, I'll have you know. I was brung up at the best possible fate. And if you'll excuse me, I would like to take a little whirl around the floor with my intended.
Intended? Aunt Sally, did you say intended? Does that mean we're going to get married after all?
Of course it doesn't. It just means that I'm considering the possibility, which means hands off as far as you're concerned to fairground bric-a-brac.
Is this the truth, Herr Gummidge? Is it engaged to be married you are to this sideshow Dummkopf?
Ah, Dummkopf, you steam organ strumpet. I'm genuine memorabilia, I'll have you know.
It's true, Miss Trudy. Aunt Sally is my intended, and I'm her intended too. And right this minute, though, Aunt Sally, old Worzel's intending to have a dance with Trudy Von Crotchet.
Intending to dance, Worzel? With her? You must be off your chump. You aren't seriously intending to practice the Erpsy-Terpsy Korean art with a woman what's been carved by gypsies and pongs of engine oil and haxle grease.
I'll dance with whomsoever I pleases, Aunt Sal. And neither you nor nobody else is going to stop me.
Nein, Herr Gummidge. If to this wormwood-raddled Fräulein it is engaged you are, then, jawohl, it is only right that first dance with her you must. I, Trudy von Crotchet, will conduct the orchestra.
How awfully well bred of you. Worzel!
Then you are quite ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Do you come here often?
As often as I can get here, Aunt Sal. So long as I don't have bird droppings down my jacket and calf flops on my boots.
Faster, Worzel! Faster, Worzel, faster! Faster!
Aunt Sally! Aunt Sally!
Forgive me, Worzel. I only meant to make her dizzy.
Come along, Aunt Sally. We have much to do. Come with me.
Look!
Travelling Scarecrowmaker's cart, Nosy. He's got my intended, sure as eggs is eggs.
A tin trunk full of heads, you say?
Nasty, ugly, brutal objects they were, Mr. Crowman. Well, Rooney fetched them from the station.
I did that. And if I'd known before we opened the lid what was in the thing, I doubt if I'd have laid my hands on it.
And might one inquire, Mrs. Tefeki, where these heads are now?
The P. Waka Waka Museum. Although that wasn't the name that was on the label.
What was the name on the label?
Ah, now, well, Your Honour, that's difficult to say, considering the Widow Thurston's new billy goat consumed the most of it. Funny old name it was, though. Worzel something or other. Something like that.
Worzel Gummidge.
That's it. That's definitely it. Worzel Gummidge. Spot on the button. Worzel Gummidge. Do you know the fella then, sir?
No, never heard of him. But if I do run across the man, Rooney, I promise you, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you, sir.
Good day to you, Mrs. Tefeki.
Worzel Gummidge, how dare you? Sending for heads without asking for my permission. If the humans discover that those heads of yours have the power to live and breathe, they'd uncover the secret of the entire scarecrow race.
I'll go and rescue her, that's what I'll do.
From the Travelling Scarecrowmaker? You wouldn't dare.
Well, I reckon I'll have to. After all, I was the one who chucked her through the windy in the first place. So I must be the one to go and find the Travelling Scarecrowmaker and get Aunt Sally back safe and sound.
Dummkopf! Scarecrows don't go looking for the Scarecrowmaker. He comes looking for them. And you know what he'll do if he catches you, don't you?
What?
I will tell you. Tot.
Told.
You're afraid of the Travelling Scarecrowmaker, aren't you, Worzel?
Yes, well, of course I'm afraid. I'm shivering in my boots and my straw standing up all along my back before I've even started out. Because I knows what he'll do to me. He'll chop off my arms and legs and make me into one of his lopsy-sided scarecrows. And then I'll be bounden to him forever and ever.
Shall we come with you, Worzel?
No. No, this ain't a place for ditches. Not where old Worzel's going, it ain't.
Then I will come with you, Herr Gummidge. Be your bodyguard.
No, you better stay here, no. This here's scarecrow business, and scarecrow business only.
Dummkopf, Scarecrow. You should have your head examined going alone.
Well, I ain't exactly going to be alone. Not while I have me heads with me to help.
Fat lot of use they'll be.
More use than you think, young Titchy. Oh, well, I suppose I better be on my way before it starts getting dark.
Worzel, you've left one of your heads behind.
Oh, dang me, so I have. And double dang me if it ain't the most important head I'll be needing.
Mein Gott und Apfelstrudel. Such a fine head have I never seen before.
That's me brave head, Miss Trudy. So that travelling scarecrowmaker better watch out for his magic when I puts this head on.
Will he be all right, do you think? I hope so.
Auf Wiedersehen. Good luck.
Come on, Manu, it's getting late.
They've gone. They were in here, but they've disappeared. But who could have any possible use for them?
Gummidge, you would have been here.
I beg your pardon? Who did you say?
I said I haven't the faintest idea.
Yes, well, I'm afraid you've had a wasted journey. Although, if you are interested in fairground memorabilia, we do have here a particularly fine example of a late Victorian steam organ. Mr. Crowman?
Just coming, Professor, just coming. Worzel, what have you got yourself into this time?
Whoa, whoa.